Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? I'm really pleased to be with you here today, and I would like to congratulate ODP for the great opening today. And just 1 second, just adjusting my share here. Okay, so in the beginning, I would like to say what IngramMicro is doing in this ecosystem that Oman Data Park has created. And I'm really glad to be part of this ecosystem that's offering a proper offering for Omani market in the artificial intelligence part. I'm not going to talk a lot about technicalities. Actually, as IngramMicro, we are distributing technology and we are implementing and provide the NVIDIA infrastructure and technology. But I'm here to talk about the artificial intelligence use cases in our lives and how all the partners of ODP can make the benefit of having such AI cloud offering in Oman. And I will start with simply going quickly about the AI subfield that those are really making a great benefit and really useful today in the market. And there are lots of success stories around it today, starting from the computer vision, natural language processing, speech recognition, and robotics. And the main subfields or sub-technologies of the artificial intelligence, those are the machine learning and the deep learning. So in a very simple words, as you might heard already a couple of times today, that the computer vision is how to mimic the people way of seeing things, how to understand if this is a car or another object or an animal. And there are different levels even of understanding this, like if we're going to the machine learning, we are doing it on a lighter way, let's say. If we're going with deep learning, we need to go deeper about the features and the feature extractions that's required with the classification so we get the proper output. Also, this goes into several iterations and several neural networks. Those are processing all these things, and before it was not possible at all with the CPU performance to do all these intensive compute processes. Other than the normal HPC that was like 10 years ago, it was not possible at all to make things on time. And to have such HPC setup, you had to have lots of square feet, thousands and thousands of square feet to have such infrastructure required, and with lots of energy and cooling required as resources. So today with the NVIDIA infrastructure and the benefit of having such big computational power, definitely this can happen easily. Going to the second area, which is the natural language processing. And there is something that I want to stress on. The natural language processing as a definition is not just translating words like the OCR or speech recognition. It's mainly about the context extraction and understanding what's the context of these words. Either it's said like on a voice, or it's a paper that someone is trying to read this paper and try to get the context out of it. Like, for example, I'll give you a very simple example. If if you're reading a document, you can understand if this is a phone number, if this is a bank account, if this is like an address or something, and this is what machine is doing. So when you see how the machine, the language based on the different programming languages that we see, like Python, R, or other programming languages in the market, you will never predict or imagine how these things will be the way of understanding the people speech context. But when you are into the technology and you see how the effect of this context extraction is giving a benefit for the market, definitely this worth a lot, and this worth all the efforts happening to do that. Big question that we hear even from our partners and our customers is the speech recognition is the same like NLP? And as we said before, it's two different areas because speech recognition can be to just translate or put words together, but natural language processing is the way that we understand the speech and read documents. And to do this, we have, I will not get into this in very deep detail, but it's a big cycle that we need to do in the modeling first, and then the categorization of the text, and then the clustering, information extraction, and naming entity resolution. All this is a cycle that we take it from the first to the end to make sure that the context understood in a proper way. And that's why we say that AI was very important to come. It's and to make sure that it's not just a speech recognition or OCR. Let's say it's something that makes sense when we're talking about unstructured data. There are several phases to go into this cycle of the AI for the natural language processing or the computer vision or different artificial intelligence technologies, starting with the classification, going to the regression and the clustering. And based on that, you can understand how much computational power that's required. And that's why AI came to the real life after we got all the infrastructure required, either from the computing power, from the storage for the data, because the amount of data is required is huge, and also the communication bandwidth and communication infrastructure. Going to, okay, where is the artificial intelligence in our life? How they are very useful. Why today artificial intelligence came up big time? Even, yes, we understand, of course, technology are very big enabler for that. But does it mean that just the technology? No, not only just the technology. The point is the market demand, the different industries. So today we see that artificial intelligence can come into the construction industry. Of course, lots of government applications, cybersecurity, as we heard before already, the offering from ODP in the cybersecurity specific area. Of course, this is very important area. Healthcare, and you heard today the several success stories that NVIDIA announced about the healthcare and genome applications in the region. Finance, automation, automated marketing, of course, and marketing is very important. And you see the big effect of the different platforms on people's lives today. And all these platforms are mainly a marketing platform using different types of communication, social media, or normal communication methodology. Going to some specific areas that I would like to stress about the importance of artificial intelligence in, and today having artificial intelligence offering in Oman as an in-country offering will make it much easier to onboard such technologies, starting with the healthcare, which is affecting everyone's life here. AI has helped a lot in the different areas of the healthcare, like starting from the drug discovery and structure, clinical trial matching. The point is, even the simulation of the effect of a medicine or effect of a procedure was very easy now. It is very easy now. It was not easy at all, because before you had to put a people or an animal or something, and you need to simulate this medication on it and see the effect after some time. It takes time, it's risky, lots of tasks around and lots of precautions that's required. Now the machine can simulate these effects. Of course, a big thing that's also very important in the X-rays and MRIs and all this area to check to help in the lung cancer early detection. That makes a big difference if it's detected earlier, so it can be healed. Skin cancer detection, immune system analysis as well. Automotive, area where we are living every day, and even if, of course, everything is going to autonomous, but even before going to the autonomous driving, lots of features that you see today in the latest cars models are saving lives, are making sure that cars start to detect objects around it, detect distances, detect traffic lights, detect people. So it starts to give an early alert for the people, for the driver, for the passengers, making sure that there are lots of safety precautions now that being taken in the driving as well. Security and surveillance. One of the most important things that AI make a big difference, because you can imagine like 10 years or 15 years ago, 10 years ago, let's say, the guy who's sitting in the operations room, in the security room, is looking at hundreds of cameras, and you are thinking that this guy will be able to detect abnormality or something that's happening somewhere within all these cameras. This is like impossible. Today, cameras are not just recording. Cameras are detecting. Cameras are alerting. Cameras can understand what's going on, if this is something normal or not. So artificial intelligence make a big difference in this area. Retail is an area that also we live every day, and having a different experience from a customer or a business owner perspective with the artificial intelligence are already there. Today you can see that there are lots of supermarkets and shopping malls are acting differently because of the artificial intelligence, either in-shop use cases or even in the back end, in warehouses. So in optimization of the warehouses, optimization of the logistics, demand forecasting are very important to make sure that this business is up and running with the best experience. Manufacturing, and manufacture is one of the industries or one of the verticals that's affected big time with artificial intelligence. And starting from the automation and robotics, of course, the 3D vision inspection is something which is give much better quality, that the quality is much higher. At the end, actually, I would like to quickly go around several use cases that came out during the COVID-19 time, especially in 2020, we'll say, and of course extended to 2021. And I can say that I look at it from the positive point of view, that we had really a good outcomes out of this time. However, it was really difficult, it was really painful. But during this time, the artificial intelligence made a big difference in our life. Starting from what we're talking about, the quantification of the lung nodule and diagnosis for that. That was very important to start doing it in areas, especially that they don't have lots of PCR test modules. So it was also a good alternative. Today, even during the COVID-19, during the lockdown that we have seen, most of us started to see what's called the virtual clinic, started to see chatbots that gives and interact with the people, because normal platforms were not capable to interact with the people during that difficult time. So virtual clinics and chatbots used today with the hospitals did not end. They are continuing. They are going to be a normal practice, and we really see this in most of the hospitals in the region. And again, these outcomes coming from this time was very important to understand. accelerating research to fight COVID-19, and everyone see that the vaccine and some medications came out in a very quick time, very fast time, and this wouldn't happen by normal infrastructure or normal procedures and process that usually happening in the normal times. So even if we wanted to make it much faster and we don't have the infrastructure, this wouldn't happen. But with the infrastructure that we have today in the research entities and the big universities that have contributed big time of making the vaccines and making the medications, we have the infrastructure today as human being. And as mentioned before, I think in one of the sessions, that the point of having a proactive approach by having DNA research in some of the authorities in the region here is very important moving forward to not get the same hit that we got during the COVID-19 time. Also, the supply chain capacity and capacity planning using the machine learning in this area was very important. And I think everyone remember in the beginning of this time, there was a big issue in the supply chain. People start to get in panic mode a little bit, and also going to 100% online shopping for many of the groceries and big supermarket chains was something like a mandate or a real requirement. And this was not easy in the beginning if you're going in the normal way. So using the machine learning for such use case and such demand was very important. And today, again, this technology continues to support and make things much easier and becoming like a default for all the normal logistics and supply chain management in the region. Inventory optimization and demand forecasting, also very important point and very important use case that that's being used till today. And I think also this will continue helping the trading business, the supply chain for everything, and helping actually countries to make faster business and faster commercial transactions in different areas and different industries. Also, during that time, there was actually everyone, I think you noticed this thermal cameras, but thermal cameras was actually used in the front end, but also we have added some symptoms detection in addition to this, and we offered this solution to the market, and it was a great success. Something that can detect the coughing and sneezing, something can detect social distancing. Again, this is one of the applications and use cases that was very important and required to make sure that the standards and the precautions are taken and everyone is following that in the common places and public places. With that, I would like to thank you for having me today and for listening. And I'm here also to listen to any or answer any question. Thank you so much, and congratulations ODP for such great launch of AI Cloud in Oman.